Hi everyone, and welcome back to Holistic Hacks. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about change and the relationship with the brain. So I have tried my very best to keep it simple and not go overboard, but let's get straight into it because there's a lot to cover here. Okay. So, right, this is my terrible picture of a brain, okay? Um, really terrible picture. All right, okay, so before we're going to talk about brain and the development, the very first thing that I actually want to talk about is how your brain sort of formulates in the first place with regard to behaviors and patterns and stuff like that, right? And so when you're a child and you're growing up, um especially, do you know what, when you were a baby, and it's really those very first early stages of a baby, as you were growing up, this is when your neurons start to connect and they start to develop and they start to form patterns. So what basically happens here is repetition is a huge part of that, right? So let's put it like this: every time the baby gets hungry and they start crying from hunger pains, um and they're giving a bottle, they realize, oh, this is a sensation that I'm feeling, and this bottle helps me. And over time, they start to recognize that that sensation is hunger, and that food is what sustains it. And that's how that starts to develop, that I'm hungry, I eat food. A, B, and everything just builds on from there. So that's just a, God, I really hope that was a basic example. But that is just a basic example, right? Now, bearing that in mind, right? Your neurons over time have connected and they've developed and they are like this, right? So when you're a baby, no neurons slowly start to develop over time, interlink, and boom, and your behavior is set. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it has to stay like that. Yeah, you can actually change your behavior. And again, I always talk about this, but I thought I would go into what's actually happening with the brain and how that actually impacts. Right. So there are a few key things that you need to look at in the brain when it comes to the behavior, and that is neuroplasticity, emotional response, prefrontal cortex, habits and resistance, and growth mindset. Yeah. Yeah. Try not to get overexcited. Ugh, I hate this thing. It's always really hard to get it to stand or do anything. I need to get a better one, guys. Sorry. Did that stay? Yeah, it's good enough. So we're gonna start with the very first one, which is neuroplasticity, right? So neuroplasticity is pretty much just your brain's way of adapting, learning, and recovering from injury. And this basically means that your neurons can always redevelop, they can always change, right? So yes, it was like that, and then you try to start changing your behavior and it's like, oh, and then it reshapes and connects here or connects there. You get the gist, yeah. And then you have the emotional response, yeah. So your amygdala, and I really hope I'm pronouncing that word right, I'm really terrible with my Latin words, but that is the fear center of the brain, right? The minute you start making changes, your brain goes, ooh, what the hell is going on here, and starts freaking out. That's why you end up feeling so emotional and stressed and anxious and irritable. It's that part of the brain has been triggered. It's gonna brain. You can tell I still have a brain fog today. And so what really helps with this is, okay, so think of it when you're scared of something. The only way that you can overcome this fear is by actually just engaging in that behavior and doing it, and then realizing, oh, it's not that scary, and then doing it over and over and over again until your brain finally links that, and it's like, it's not scary, and then that's it. It becomes second nature. And then we're going to move on to the prefrontal cortex, right? And this is the planning, decision making, and managing behavior part of the brain. And do you know what? Yeah, this is pretty much just there to help you sort of process this change. Like, this is the analytic side that is like, this change is good for me, this change is healthy for me, I need to change. And then you have the habits and resistance, right? So your brain likes stability, right? And if it doesn't feel yeah, basically, no, I'm going too far. Your brain likes stability, and as a result, it's gonna formulate habits, it's gonna formulate patterns, it's gonna formulate routine, and that's just given. And so basically, you have to break these patterns. You've got to break these routines, and growth mindset, and that is basically just a belief system. And what that pretty much means is that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can do something, then when challenges come, you are going to see them more as, okay, that's fine, I got this. Like, let's see, this is another hurdle I can overcome. Whereas if you already think that you can't do something and a challenge comes, immediately you don't even try anymore. And oh my god, yeah, gone over time. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Like and follow to keep updated.